Hi, everybody. Welcome to all of the above budget movie reviews. This time it's going to be a big one, a whopper. I'm going to do a first of a series. Um, Once in a while, I'll do a few movies like one-offs. I did like in Chain Dance, for instance. Um, but I'm also a big movie fan, so if part one comes out, I like part one. I'll probably watch them all. Just like with this one, it started when I was 12, and we had a channel called Filmnet here in Holland, and they showed movies, horror movies. I was 12 years old, and I watched part six of Friday the 13th. And I still know it. I was alone above a cafe. My mother worked in a cafe, and because I was young, I couldn't be downstairs, but I could watch movies upstairs. So I did, and well, I love movies, so it always cheered me up. So part six of Friday the 13th. Um, brought out the monster in me. It sounds very odd, but well, I wanted to watch all of them, but I didn't know where to find them. So in the rest of my youth, I hunted them down and saw them all, and eventually I could buy them and have them in my collection. So um, I'm starting off with the first eight movies. Yeah, Friday the 13th, part one, is still one of my favorite. Yeah, it's the original, of course, and it tells the story of camp counselors being killed by, well, not Jason, but we know, spoilers, that it's the mother. So, yeah, I liked it. It was exciting, and I couldn't imagine where that would leave off because I saw part six, so I knew there would be more. Well, then I watched part two, um, and it really got me going. It was in the same. It had the same feeling for me as part one, but well, the killer was quicker and deaths were gruesomer. Uh, yeah, part part two had also a very inclusive death. If you talk about inclusivity and diversity, um, a guy in a wheelchair getting hacked and riding off the stairs. It's yeah, so nobody's safe and nobody's discriminating because everybody dies. That's how movies should be. Um, so I liked it, and I was in the 80s, so part three, well, it followed part one almost seamlessly, and well, we met the first time the hockey mask went on, of course. Um, for also a few camp counselors that died, of course. But yeah, we see Jason more mature, more and be more of a killing machine, being more gruesome, and yeah. Then we have part four, the final chapter. And when a horror movie says that it's the final chapter, 9 out of 10 times it never is. And they were right. This wasn't the final chapter. So, but it ended the four movies, the first four. So let's give them that. Because this time it's not a camp; it's a house near Crystal Lake, where a lot of people live and well, eventually get killed. Because that's what Friday the 13th is all about, of course. Part five, A New Beginning. It has a wonderful cast. and it has a wonderful story with, well, a small twist, but I loved it. Um, yeah. And then comes the part I saw when I was 12, and it was part six. Jason Lives, and well, yeah, that was really a good movie. Um, I like the zombie Jason and the Frankenstein aspect and the music, especially. Um, the girl who played the daughter, the sheriff's daughter, also was in V. And like I said in my chain dance video, I'm a big fan of V. Um, and she played in V this series. She played the Star Child for people who know V the series. So yeah, I loved that. Um, then we had the New Blood, and that's more Carrie versus Jason, a psychic woman who has telekinetic powers. Um, yeah, most of the time we know what we're gonna get when we watch a Friday the 13th movie. A lot of people, one house or two, and they get killed, and there's always one who survives. But the kills were very good and imaginative. Um, like always, they yeah, they do a good job. Um, Jason Takes Manhattan, the eighth part in this series. Yeah, it's a good one, but you notice there's the gas is a bit out of the tank. Um, yeah, I love the story, and it concluded very well. It ended the part of the Friday the 13th series with Zombie Jason. So, yeah, I liked it. And then we go to another movie, Jason Goes to Hell. And that's the Miramax version of Jason. It doesn't have Friday the 13th in the title, and most of the time it doesn't even have Jason in a movie. So it's more like a possession movie than a Jason movie. I liked the movie and I liked watching it, um, and especially the end. It's a nice teaser for what's to come. So um, the next one, Jason X, Jason Goes to Space, where all the movies go to die, or all the franchises go to die. I mean, well, except for Jason. It was a good movie. It was very much for that time. I know it gets a lot of flack for being too digital, but for a space movie, it has the right effects and it has a nice story wrapped around it. Um, I love the Uber Jason. I have a McFarlane toy version of Uber Jason and the zombie Jason from I think it's part seven or six. But yeah, I loved it. Um, Especially the intro, because you go through all the body and end up in the eye of Jason. It's very cool, and yeah, I loved it. Like I said, the end of uh, Jason Goes to Hell predicted a movie that would come out later, and that's Freddy versus Jason. And that's where Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th come together. And I love this. I love the quick wit from Jason, played by Robert Englund, of course. And Robert Englund is another V alumni. Hey, you get to see them everywhere. But yeah, and Jason being Jason, of course. I love that a lot of new young actors and actresses played in there. It really rounded out the movie. It's yeah, you get what you expect. Nice slashing, killing, people dying. Um, Freddy being Freddy, making jokes while killing the hell out of you. So, um, the last thing we heard was the Friday the 13th, the remake. We skip Ma Voorhees and we go straight to Jason. Uh, they try to mix the four movies that started, the three, two, three, and four. So we get to see the hockey mask right away. How he gets the hockey mask, we get to see the sack, potato sack, as he did in part one and a bit in part three. But we get a total new cast. Um, we even get Sam Winchester playing, uh, yeah, playing in the movie as a guy who's trying to find his sister. Um, yeah, and they end up at a house and people get killed. But it's a good remake. I like this remake, and it didn't put me off. So okay. Um, I hope there will be more of Friday the 13th in the future. So yeah, if you like this, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you next time.